She was living in a single room with 3 other individuals. One of them was a male, and the other 2, well, the other 2 were females. God only knows what they were up to in there. And furthermore, Susan, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised to learn that all 4 of them habitually smoke marijuana cigarettes. Marijuana cigarettes.
And welcome to Mountain High Time. And I thought we would just get, stoned. So go ahead and, get stoned. I'm going to play a music video. And when we get back, we're going to check out the AI that predicted the last selfie on Earth.
Of the men who do so. End of quote. Repeat the line.
I'll make him mad with this. Let's get it. They say the president don't control gas prices. Tell me how they spiked it. They tried to expand NATO to Ukraine. Russia didn't like it. They warned us in 2015, advised us not to do it. They tried to expand anyway. They already knew it. MSNBC and CNN got all our people stupid. Either this was done on purpose or Mr. Biden confused it. In March, Biden banned Russia oil. Fact check, that's the truth. And he admitted that it will make prices go through the roof. How you vote for Biden? All he do is blame Putin. And I die about my rights. Try taking mine, I go out shooting. And if you ain't putting God first, then they ain't with your movement. The right trying to be the left, and that's why they always losing. And these rappers act like patriots, but never in them streets. Telling Tifa I'm like Jimmy Butler, I stay with that heat. They say Bryson Christian, but he still gon' snap on every beat. All these rappers lame.
End of quote. Repeat.
They say they don't like rap about politics, but like it when it's killing. Women rap about being whores, you feed it to your children. They just cap, I be speaking facts, that's the biggest difference. I'm just God's soldier, trying to war with all of Satan's means. Trying to teach these kids it's more to life than gang and drug dealing. Black folk think they gotta be Democrats, that's why they be tripping. I ain't saying be a Republican, they ain't really different. I'm just saying think for yourself, then you'll start really winning. How you vote for Biden, all he do is blame Putin. And I die about my rights, try taking mine, I go out shooting. And if you ain't putting God first, then they ain't with your movement. The right trying to be the left, and that's why they always losing. And these rappers act like patriots, but never in them streets. Telling Tifa I'm like Jimmy Butler, I stay with that heat. They say Bryson Christian, but he still gon' snap on every beat. All these rappers lame.
End of quote. Repeat. The only way to spare more pain and more loss, the only way. These millstones no longer mark our national mourning. These milestones, I should say, no longer mark our national mourning.
So there we go. It's the last selfie on Earth ever taken, according to, somebody that submitted this image from this website called DALL-E. That's DALL-E, which is a pretty trippy website. And we're going to get into that right after we look at these crazy fucks here. So this is pretty trippy shit. I'm not quite sure what parameters or prompts they put into this to get these images, but they say it was for the last selfie ever taken on Earth, and this is what they got here. I mean, this is pretty trippy. This looks like it's not on Earth because there's a planet right there. Is that Earth? I don't know. Anyway, let's check out some of the stuff that it did generate. I went to it. It's pretty trippy. It's more like a reflection of human images and the AI trying to interpret the words associated with the images. So I put Al Gore clown right here. Look, it's pretty bizarre images. Anyway, let's move on over here. Let me zoom this in a little bit. Yeah, so we can get a really good look at these things. So I put AI, alien, and abduction. So from what I gather, this software kind of surfs the internet or looks through Google, and it makes an amalgamation of images it finds, and it creates something new. This is somewhat like remote viewing, but it can only be past events because it's based on images. But this is some really trippy shit that this AI generates here. So let's look at this. Wow. So AI, alien, and abduction is what I entered in as the prompts for this. And check it out. Look at this. Green bug-eyed alien with a space gun. Some of this stuff is really bizarre looking. Like a space station, UFO. And is this what the AI thinks of this topic? I don't know. Let's move on. So here I put in all the dreaded terms and hell on earth, and this is the images that it generated. I mean, pretty horrifying. But you got to remember, these aren't real images, and if you look closely, it's kind of like the opposite of seeing faces and things. This thing can't quite make faces, or maybe it can, and it really sees humans as demons. And this is horrible, right? And this is what the AI thinks of all of these terms together. So for an example, we could take out this one and make it regenerate, in which I think every single time is a unique set of images it creates. Very spooky. You have to wait a while. So I'm going to make you wait the whole time. But just imagine all the combination of phrases you could put into this thing and what you might get out on the other end. I mean, because this stuff is, some of it's creepy, I'm going to show you here, but I wanted to show you that it's random every time. So this thing redoes it. So we're kind of getting to see what the AI views the internet and humans by their pictures. It's like a reflection of us more than it's any kind of prediction, kind of as they claim on here. This is some kind of prediction. It's really not. It's just a blend of all the words that they inputted as a prompt. So like I said, AI, alien, abduction. Oh, see, here's a new set of generated monkeypox, children, COVID, World War III. This is what the computer generated, the AI, the algorithm. Pretty disturbing. And here I put Enlil, Satan, hell, alien, hybrid, human slaves, and look at this spooky shit that it generated. I mean, pretty bizarre. But like I said, this is more of a reflection on the words and images that humans have created, but this is the way the AI sees the mix of these ideas. Pretty spooky. So let's go to the next one. So I just put random things, sometimes negative, sometimes positive. Here's God, afterlife, angel, goodness. So you can kind of like hashtag it up and see what it comes up with. So these are pictures, sometimes still looking kind of demonic. It seems like the computer really sees the mix of human pictures as a weird thing, because they always kind of look on the dark side, even when you put positive. But you can get some really bizarre results. And like I said, this will be different every single time you do it. So look. So this time I put face of AI, and look what you get. Very weird. And the AI face is way symmetrical compared to the human generated faces that it makes. So yeah, it's quite spooky here. This is how maybe the AI sees itself through the images that humans have put on the internet. Because right here it's powered by Google. Let's see here. And here I put human soul. The soul. And this is the images that it created, which is, you know, very, I don't know. It's like spooky in a way, but explainable in another way, because this is, like I said, like a feedback loop of humans' ideas and pictures and images. And this thing takes words and finds pictures and equates the words to the pictures, and then comes up kind of with a, like I said, an amalgamation of images and ideas. Quite bizarre. So next one, I entered in the same term again and got different results, but not really. Human soul. Look at this. Now this one down here I found quite spooky. Right there, it's got a look to it. Right here. So what are we looking at, really? It's hard to say. Look, I put hell, demons, Democrats, America on fire. And this is what it gave me. Weird. This is how the computer sees our ideas, and it kind of puts it back to us. Is that a donkey and a skull? I don't know. Very bizarre. This looks like some old Phoenician stuff, or like something weird. Very bizarre. Check this out. Yeah. And why it would show these... This is what the algorithm came up with, that combination. These are things that don't exist, so keep that in mind. But it seems that the computer, the algorithm, the artificial intelligence, understands the ideas. And this is it. This is how it sees things. So look, let's move on. Here I put AI soul. So maybe this is how the artificial intelligence sees itself based on images that humans created. So check it out. It's like the Ghost in the Machine, kind of. Very feminine. See, I didn't tell it that. It picked that based on input from humans. Check it out. This one's quite spooky. I don't even know what this is down here in the left-hand corner. And then you got this that looks kind of like a gray in a way. And this profile of a woman. Very interesting, trippy stuff here. Now this one, I tried to just use a word. Illyrophobia, if you could say that. Let's try it again with my stuttering ass. Illyrophobia. Anyway, the word means the fear, irrational fear of freedom, and I just put the one word in there. And look, this is what the computer thought of it. Very bizarre. And what's trippy, I don't even know what that is right there. That's a broken person. This is quite spooky here. So this is also the same word right here. And look at this. Quite bizarre. Let's check out some other stuff. I did a bunch of them. Last selfie on Earth, like the article. So I'm thinking they fished through thousands of images to find those scary ones, because it's just really random. And this hearing myself is messing with me. Delay is helping my speech impediment, but that's okay because you guys are stoned, right? Look at this creepy character. This motherfucker looks like a fucking reptile or a cat creature. But this is how the AI sees Bill Gates' pandemic massive death count. That's what I put in. And this is what we get. This creepy fuck here. And it really is creepy. I mean, jeez. Look at this one. He's pulling off his ear or something. This one, he's got a giant eyeball. It's pretty bizarre. Pretty bizarre. Here's just Bill Gates by itself. And it's not too different. So this must be how the AI sees Bill Gates. Look at this. It's real similar to the last page. These are all older. And then this is him. Younger. Really trippy. Alright, so I put in human alien hybrid admixture, and this is what it came out with, which is, you know, some of these are very alien human like, but again, it's a reflection of images humans put into the internet. So this is what we get back in a feedback loop from this AI that seems bizarrely to get the creepy things images right, but not the positive ones. So I don't know why. Let's see here. This one's, look at this guy. And each time it'll be completely different images generated. Like here I put aliens, abductions, CIA, a blood O negative. And weirdly, over here looks like some, you know, film or CIA images, like that they might have in a folder. And then the rest of it's these bizarre aliens that it created. And if you use the word aliens with an S, it links the images to the xenomorph on the movie Aliens. So this is very manipulatable. Okay, so I just typed in UFOs, New Mexico, and look, behold, if we don't get UFO pictures as good as any ever. Look at this one. Trippy. Yeah, this one too, classic right here in the middle. And then these other saucer, this one's trippy. See, but it fucks up. There's some bushes or something in the sky on this one. But it got the idea overall of these UFOs. And they all look like these old grainy photos that could be in New Mexico. Alright, next. Alien base on Mars. And this is the images it comes up with. So really bizarre. This back here, it's like some kind of formation of sand and these weird cylinder type base structures that it came up with. And this one looks like, in the middle here, what's said to be a UFO base off the coast of San Diego. Real similar image right there. Let's move on. Let's move on. Oh, Dave Chappelle. Let me make sure I didn't skip any. No, that's the next one. So if you just put people in, it doesn't seem to be able to recognize the person really with all of the images available. It still gets this demonic looking, you know, none of these individually look like Dave Chappelle, but I could see Dave Chappelle in the overall thing. And it seems to be the more famous and the more popular you are, if you have more images on the internet, it makes a weirder picture of you closer to the way you look. Less popular, you get this. So this is probably a mix of some other Chappelles and some other Daves on the internet. George Soros, you got him right on. Creepy looking, zombie looking motherfucker. And this is how the AI sees the internet mix of pictures of this guy. And it's creepy as shit. Look at that. That's fucking creepy. This guy looks like that pretty much in real life, though. Okay, so here, I just put the word depopulation. This echoes fucking with me. But I'm getting used to narrating, I guess. Since I'm banned and I can't be live. On the live, I don't really hear myself, so I don't fuck up my speech that bad. But whatever. Depopulation. Damn, I can't say it. Depopulation. There we go. Anyway, this is what the algorithm decided that word represented, I guess, in an image form, and it's creepy. It's some kind of weird, flat-chested, wow, and then seemingly feminine bellies, and really kind of a, I don't know, a certain look to this, if you know what I mean. Here we go again. Depopulation, future America, and this is what it gives you. Bizarre, dude. These aren't real images. If you zoom in, you'll see like the legs are all fucked up. The hands aren't real hands. It's like it knows that you're gonna see faces and it mixes pictures all together and you get this weird trippy shit. Now this one I put good versus evil humans. I meant to put versus like the other kind, but I misspelled it, and still it gave some trippy shit. Here, this is obviously a Bible, and I don't know what you would call this creature that it created looking. Some of these you can kind of see the good versus evil theme in different pictures. Like this one looks dark, this one's trippy. I don't even know what to think of some of these images. And like I said, the AI seems to be able easily to create spooky images, or, you know, look at this guy. It looks like he's reading a book too, and I guess that is because of the word right there. I misspelled. I meant like versus, like this. Superhero versus supervillain. And look at the amalgamation of like Superman, Batman, everything. But the AI seems to think bad guys are green. And that there's more than one super person, it seems, you know? Pretty bizarre. It looks like the algorithm favors DC Comics over Marvel. Even though this one kind of looks like hulky here. These aren't even pictures of anything. It's just weird. It's like a imitation of imagination, if that makes sense. Let's go to the next one. Armageddon. Now this is spooky shit. It shows over here like some Georgia Guidestone looking shit. But it is bizarre, or not really, that each one of these represent what looks to be something hitting the earth and explosions and fire coming from whatever that is. So yeah. Creepy. Let's move on. Agenda 2030. This is what the computer saw. I'm sure these represent a mix of some people. Who's that? Is that Bill Gates in a weird form? I don't know. Just crazy images generated by the AI. Now this one I put the next president of the United States, and I don't know what to think about this. This guy has monkey faces on each side. Really warped out, whoever that is. And this looks to be just like a mix of all the politicians with the word president associated with them. There's obviously a mush up of Trump Some weird, creepy looking fucker here. Look at this one in the middle down here. So, what do you think? There is like 3 Trumpish pictures in there. Maybe there's some, I don't know, it's pretty creepy. So, hope that ain't right. Ooh. This one I put, who shot JFK? And you get these, look, what looks like an alien over here on the right in the middle. So that's bizarre. And then there's what looks like an alien in this car back here, driving it, relaxing with his arm up and everything. And then there's some creepy face here. And that's weird. There's like a weird creature on the desk. This is, and it's weird that it seems the AI knows Kennedy had his head warped out. Kind of trippy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. Here's one I just put for fun. Joe Biden laying eggs. And the creepy shit that came from that. Look, he's got egg breasts over here. I think maybe the AI can see the universe maybe clearer than we can. Anyway, here I put Phoenix Lights 1996 UFO. And this is the images they came up with, which ironically looks like 90s film. But look at the weird UFOs, buildings it created, and scenes that those words represented to the AI. Very trippy. Look at some of these ships, if that's what that is. Yeah. Bizarro. And you can go to this too. This one's at huggingface.co. It's at DALL-E. This is what you Google right here. Or DALL-E Mini. And you can mess around with these too. Here's one that put Roswell alien real alive. And it came up with a fucking elf. No, just kidding. But some of these are really spooky looking mixes of aliens. Weird, man. This is what they look like to the computer based on the images we give it. So this one I put transhuman mRNA alien fetus. And yeah, this is trippy shit. Woo. Look at this guy down here in the right. E.T. phone home. Very bizarre. This one has claws on a third arm. This one looks like it's touching DNA itself. Weird. Sleep paralysis. And this one was pretty spooky, really. They're all spooky. Just about anything you type in it generates something a little unnerving, like drag queen story time. And this is what you get here. Ew. Truly nightmarish things that this AI comes up with. Whew. Space, galaxy, deep space, worlds, interdimensional, and pretty cool little space scenes it came up with. Little planets, galaxies, mix of them. This one looks like a planet with a galaxy in it. Maybe these are real places in the infinite universe. And here I put original builders, ancient high technology, and very interesting stuff came out. Pyramidal buildings, megalithic work, some kind of wheel tool. Look, and this one, it's all similar. Some kind of machine, but nothing recognizable, but always vaguely familiar, because this is how the AI sees the images that we have given Google. But it is bizarre, quite an insight into AI, in my opinion. So here I put plasma petroglyphs, and you know, it gave me squatter men and weird looking squigglies, duckmen, duckhead, all kinds of really you know, looks like could be on the rock. This weirdly looks like Sanskrit, which gave me the idea to add another variable, like ancient writing, petroglyphs, extraterrestrial, alien world. And look at some of the symbols it came up with. Similar to stuff on the rock, I might say, you know? I mean, look. This stuff would fit right in. Painted on the rock. Maybe not this one. This one's pretty alien looking, like writing. But yeah. Original inhabitants of Earth. And wow, some very bizarre pictures. Look at this one in the right hand corner. Looks like a flying brain with one eye and tentacles, and similar other weird alien creatures floating around. This one seems to be some kind of primitive man, though be it's all mixed up. And this one looks really genuine, like someone's art piece that came out of a human mind for sure. This weird god, I guess, is holding two spears, and it's got two, I don't know what those are, lost souls, minions, something. This one's got kind of a biblical look to it in the middle. And you see some of these planets look weird. Here, India is not connected to the mainland Asia yet. And there's some kind of weird chunk on the top and a debris cloud on the bottom. And this one is like in a bubble, in an egg shape, and it's half underwater. What's that about? I mean, that's bizarre. This one looks like it's getting fried on one side. And what looks like letters pop up sometimes depending on your input. But yeah, how bizarre. Look at this one especially. This guy's weird. It's just kind of creepy. On to the next one. This one I put Demons, Gateway, Hellraiser. And like I said, amazingly, it gets the demon, creepy, dark look right on. I mean, look at some of these demonic images that came from this artificial intelligence that's basing the words' meanings on the inputted pictures man has given the AI. So are we creating these demons? Look at that one. Just amazing spookiness. This one in the middle down here. It's all bizarre. Let's move on to the next one. So I thought this was fucking out there. I put Trump and Jesus eat human meat lunch. And sure enough, it put Trump and Jesus looking type people eating meat. Look at this one. This one looks like the Sacred Heart thing, but it also looks like the heart that Trump's eating here. And then here's a weird Picasso Jesus and Trump and their meat pies. These are out there. Yeah. Ooh. How bizarre. Alright. This one. I put Joe Biden, Pedo Peterson, pedophile. And lo and behold, we get mugshots. Look at this guy. All of these guys. This one down here on the bottom looks like a mix of Hunter and his dad, maybe. This is very bizarre. It put Joe Biden in mugshots, so that's crazy. This one I wanted to be kind of goofy. Werewolf in space, and sure enough, werewolf in spacesuit. Sure enough, it gave me images of weird wolf men in spacesuits. Here's another one. I put Armageddon, 500 year after people. And look at some of these images that it gave. Little cities, biblical looking. This one reminds me of the Tower of Babel, and there's some big eyeball looking UFO with some rays going down. And the rest of them got like nukes, pillars of salt. Weird. And this one, futuristic Mayan. And look at some of these bizarre images. Marijuana. Yeah, so I'm just getting stoned looking at these images, and I thought, you know what? Who would want to watch this? People at home with nothing better to do except for get high and look at some trippy pictures. Yeah. And these are amazing, some of them. If a human painted some of these, they would be viewed as priceless art. I mean, look at it. Now this one is really fucking crazy. I put first contact, creator, human worship, blood sacrifice, Baal, Moloch children, and wow. Look at this creature to the left. And there's a child sitting at his knees, and what looks to be a naked adult right there. I don't know. Just crazy. And it always generates things that look like words on it. This guy. How creepy is that? Any of these images on their own is really freaky. Next one. Similar. I put God's in the flesh, Moloch, children, blood sacrifice, babies on the altar. And each one of these came out with something, with like a demon with something in its stomach. Like here. And here. And what looks to be words. Right? This one's real trippy too. But remember, these aren't real images, and most of it is like still in your mind to interpret what a AI interpreted of people's images based on words and connected meaning. But still, very bizarre. Look at this one. Looks like a weird guy looking down at this demon that's his stomach. Like they want to eat the children. Ooh, it's crazy, huh? Oops. And here I put the false prophet. And this is what we get, which is obviously money. None of it's like real money, but it's obviously money. So this AI humans view money as being the false prophet. It's like the computer's reading us. Hunter Biden smoking crack. Joe Biden sniffing children. Biden diary. CCCP. So it does have its limitations, but my oh my, look at some of the images it did come up with. There's one down in the middle. I think the AI might see these people better than we can. I put zombie apocalypse and Antifa, BLM. And I think the computer got it right. Look at these. And this looks like Al-Qaeda flags or ISIS flags with them. Monsters. Trippy. And this one I wanted to get fun. I put Mr. Meat Seeks from Rick and Morty. Zombie apocalypse, and wow. Creepy Meeksies. Meeseeks. Anyway, these are fucking creepy. So you can mix and match any ideas, and the computer will come out with something. Like here, Anna put in human love esoteric, and got these really kind of beautiful pictures by the AI that's based on stuff we made. But wow, really trippy. Yo, that was really trippy, yo. Anyway, I thought you guys would think that was trippy.